Jagdeep Dhankhar, the governor who refused to be rubber stamp, the VP who shook power corridors in the summer of 2019, when Jagdeep Dhankhar walked into the stately corridors of Kolkata's Raj Bhavan, probably a few expected that the newly appointed governor would soon become the principal political antagonist of the state government. And fewer still could have predicted that within almost 4 years, he would be elevated to the vice president's office, having transformed a largely ceremonial role into an arena of relentless but legally sound confrontation, constitutional provocation, and social media diplomacy. In 2 months of assuming office and in the first interview with this reporter, Dhankhar, the Bengal governor, raised issues of religious discrimination as he was denied membership in Kolkata's iconic Law Martineers Board for being a non-Christian. In the interview, he said that the provision in Law Martineers' constitution directly contravenes the right to equality before the law as mentioned in the Indian constitution. That marked the beginning of the first fiery phase for Jagdeep Dhankhar. His assertive presence and actions unsettled and overwhelmed Bengal's chief minister, Mamata Banerjee. Until then, politicians and their governments had rarely encountered someone in a constitutional role who refused to act as a mere rubber stamp. A lawyer by training, a politician by past association, who later transformed himself as a self-styled protector of constitutional propriety, Dhankhar's stint in Bengal became one of the most contentious governorships in India's federal history. However, no one could challenge or contest his claims as Dhankhar was always legally correct and constitutionally articulate. Trinamool leaders often called him the BJP's shadow state president and Raj Bhavan as the RSS headquarter. In private, bureaucrats spoke of a Raj Bhavan where ministers were summoned like school children and officers were grilled over file notings. Dhankhar, however, never paused. Trinamool's public criticism, the confrontation, surveillance, and cutting Raj Bhavan's expenses, all actions by the ruling dispensation fell flat as Dhankhar was unstoppable. Nanan Dhankhar arrived with political and legal credentials: former MP, ex-minister under the Chandrasekhar government, and senior advocate in the Supreme Court. But in Bengal, it wasn't his resume that made news. These were his public statements, his tweets, and his unyielding confrontation with the chief minister. He routinely fired off missives to the state government on everything from law-and-order breakdowns and alleged corruption in recruitment, to contemptuous treatment by ministers and politicization of Bengal's educational institution. His social media handle turned into a parallel newsroom, offering near-daily commentary on the Mamata Banerjee government. By 2020, the chief minister had blocked him on X, then Twitter, publicly accusing him of behaving like an agent of the ruling party at the center behind the scenes. The acrimony ran deeper, so did his efforts to maintain a conversation relationship with Mamata Banerjee. Dhankhar's decision to hold back assent to multiple state bills, particularly those relating to university appointments, irked the TMC leadership, who viewed it as sabotage masked in constitutional concern. And in the meantime, they continued to meet during occasions, exchanging rocket greetings as Dhankhar called Banerjee as his little sister. That was truly a strange time. His repeated visits to sites of political violence, especially in areas where BJP workers were killed, were seen as overt political posturing, while he maintained that it was his duty as the head of state to be with the victims. Nanan, if his actions raised eyebrows, his words left little doubt about his ideological proximity. Dhankhar never shied away from publicly praising the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh RSS, calling it the most nationalistic institution in the world. For a man occupying the vice president's chair, a constitutional post expected to remain aloof from political alignments, but he is never known to mince words. Later, after being elevated to the position of vice president, he continued to challenge the status quo with unwavering determination and conviction, earning both respect and resistance from political circles. Some of his statements about the RSS turned out to be political flashpoints. Opposition parties moved a resolution in the Rajya Sabha in 2024 alleging breach of constitutional propriety. He was not just crossing the Lakshman Rekhar, a TMC MP said, he redrew it to suit Nagpur RSS HQ. Many in the BJP, however, saw Dhankhar as a necessary corrector across situations, political, administrative, and also in judiciary. In private conversations, senior San functionaries point to Dhankhar as an ideologically astute person with legal precision, someone who understands both power and its procedures. Dhankhar's cordial connections with RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat and General Secretary Dattatreya Hosabale were never unknown, as he always maintained the San as his roots. It was never the first time Dhankhar reinvented himself, nor as governor, or as vice president, and neither as the Rajya Sabha chairperson. Once a Janata Dal MP from Yahanu, he served as Union Mos for Parliamentary Affairs in a short-lived government. He joined the Congress in the 1990s before finally aligning with the BJP in 2003. Colleagues recall him as erudite, persuasive, and most importantly ambitious. That ambition was often at the heart of the criticism against him in Bengal. TMC ministers openly claimed that Dhankhar's tenure as governor was a prolonged audition for the national high office. His frequent clashes with Mamata Banerjee, his visits to violence at pockets, and his public commentaries on law and order mirrored the BJP's line in Bengal. On one hand, he emerged as a people's governor in the state, while on the other, he became Mamata Banerjee's fiercest political adversary. His name appeared in the old Jane Hawala diary, something Mamata Banerjee raised on the floor of the assembly long back. Then came accusations of nepotism, allegations that he had appointed relatives to Raj Bhavan posts. Dhankhar called it personal malice cloaked in politics, and the allegation did not have an iota of truth. Swipe left for next video. Yet, none of these controversies dented his upward arc. In 2022, the BJP chose him as their vice presidential candidate. His credentials as a Jat leader from Rajasthan, and his consistent battles with Mamata, made him an ideal foil in a political landscape. Jagdeep Dhankhar may no longer be in the vice president enclave, but the tremors of his tenure shaped century state equations, center judiciary chemistry, and upper house opposition terms. He exposed a grey zone in constitutional architecture where a governor's or vice president's discretion could be wielded like a political and constitutional blade. He turned procedural defiance into a spectacle, and constitutional commentary into prime-time content, that the country was witnessing for the first time. Latest blogs.